umaga sa inyong lahat. Magandang umaga sa mga nakikinig at nanunood ng ating programang Everything Under the Sun here on RJ 810 Radyo Bandido sa TV at mapapakinggan nyo rin po sa radyo. This is your host, Jera Sison, at ngayong araw pong ito ay marami tayong pag-uusapan. Siguro doon sa mga nanonood last week, I hope natuwa kayo at meron kayong natutunan, maski pa paano, doon sa huntahan ng mga Spice Boys. Ngayon ay Sabado, ilang araw na lang, pagdating ng Lunes, mapapanood at mapapakinggan na rin natin kung ano ang mga plano ng ating bagong Pangulo na si Presidente Bongbong Marcos na kanyang ihahayag sa kanyang State of the Nation Address sa Kongreso ng bandang hapon ng Lunes. Isa yan sa mga tatalakayin natin mamaya. At maliban dyan, pag-uusapan rin po natin ang current state ng ating pelikulang Pilipino, sana po nag-fair ngayon yan, at ang ating mga TV shows. Dahil maganda po, ang ating special guest ay isa sa mga miyembro ng Movie Television Review and Classification Board. Okay? Kaya mamaya, yan ang mga pag-uusapan natin. But before we go into a break, gusto ko pong i-anunsyo kung sino yung nanalo sa ating pa-contest. Ang ating pa-contest, napakadali po. Ang gagawin nyo lang po ay mag-like and share, manood po dito sa ating Facebook at YouTube account, no? At pwede po kayong manalo ng Everything Under the Sun na mug, cap at t-shirt. Ang nanalo po last week ay si Leon Pompi ng Novaliches. Kaya, huwag po kayo aalis. Everything Under the Sun will be right back.
Saldariaga po.
At may Tabasa David.
Good news! Ngayong July, decrease po tayo. Halos 71 centavos ang bawas. Kaya 9 pesos and 75 centavos per kilowatt hour ang overall electricity rate. Dahil ito sa refund na alinsunod sa ERC. Katumbas ito ng 141 pesos na bawas sa bill ng karaniwang bahay.
Updated ba kayo sa presyo ng gas at mga bilihin? Dapat ganun din sa mga energy efficiency tips. Kung kaya, iwas muna tayo sa gas. Let's go electric! Mas tipid. Makikita ang mga tips na to sa Meralco mobile app na nag-update ng look. Mas magaan sa mata. Kaya easier na din ang pag-manage ng account. Pwede rin si Meralco mismo ang mag-update sa'yo. Just update your contact details through these channels.
Hanggang sa susunod na Meralco Advisory!
Welcome back to Everything Under the Sun. By the way, doon sa mga nanonood at nakikinig at kung pwede nyo pong ma-share, we are available sa Channel 29 on digital free-to-air TV, Channel 224 on Sky Cable, and all TV Plus boxes katulad ng GMA Afford the Box, EC and RCA boxes at yung Sulit TV. No? Mapapanood nyo rin po kami dyan. At ganun rin po, katulad ng sinabi ko kanina, mapapanood nyo kami sa Facebook at sa YouTube na makikita nyo ngayon sa ating screen. Nasabi ko na yung winner kanina. Ngayon, abangan natin. Sa Lunes ay makikita at malalaman natin kung ano ang plano ng ating Pangulo sa susunod na 6 na taon. Ang tawag po dito ay State of the Nation Address. Sa ngayon, kung atin talagang magiging stricto sa word na SONA, yung State of the Nation, sasabihin niya kung ano ngayon ang palagay niyang estado ng ating bansa. At napag-uusapan na natin noon pa kung ano ang mga prioridad ni Pangulong Bongbong Marcos na kailangang mabigyan aksyon agad dahil nakita nyo naman, lahat tayo nararamdaman natin ang epekto ng pandemya na tumama sa atin for the past 2 years. Tapos nagkaroon pa tayo ng konting kahirapan sa ekonomiya dulot ng Jera sa Europa. At ngayon, nararamdaman rin natin yung tinatawag na inflation, pagtataas ng presyo ng bilihin, pagtaas ng presyo ng gasolina, pagkain, at yung tinatawag rin yung comparison ng halaga ng piso sa dolyar na medyo tumaas na po ngayon. Ano ang mga kailangan gawin ng gobyernong ito in order to address all these problems? No? Pinalakpakan po natin karamihan, mayorya ng mga Pilipino ay pinalakpakan, inayudahan ang pagpili ng economic team ni Pangulong Marcos. At dahil dyan, lahat tayo ay umaasa na sana itong sinasabi nilang one of the best economic teams ever nabuo ay makakatulong para tayo ay medyo malakas sa pagtanggap ng problema sa ating ekonomiya. Ganon din po sa larangan ng kalusugan, dahil nakita nyo naman po, siguro nababasa natin, napapakinggan at napapanood sa mga pahayagan na tumataas na rin po ang kaso ng COVID sa ating bansa. Hindi lamang ito nangyayari sa atin, nangyayari rin to sa ibang bansa. Kaya ano ang kailangan paghahanda ng bagong pamahalaan para wag lumala ang bilang ng kaso o kaya naman yung uri ng tama ng COVID-19 sa bawat Pilipino na sana ay manatiling ganito na lang na parang sipon o tubo at konting sakit ng ulo. Hindi katulad nung unang sigwada ng COVID-19 kung saan marami sa ating mga mamayan, mga kakilala, mga kamag-anak ay sinamampalad at nabawian ng buhay. Okay? At ano pa, ito, sigurado, lahat tong pinag-uusapan natin all these are just anticipations, no? Ang importante ay ano mismo ang iahayag ng ating Pangulo pagdating ng Lunes tungkol sa latag niya at ang kanyang tahak ng daan para sa susunod na 6 na taon. At kasama rin dito ay ang usapang enerhiya. Mukhang maganda rin po ang kanyang ninominate. Dahil ngayon ang uso, nomination muna Hindi yung appointment agad. Nomination dahil titignan kung papasa to sa Commission on Appointments at kung malinis lahat ang mga requirements upang talagang formal na mai-appoint bilang miyembro ng gabinete. At ang sinasabi ko po kanina ay si Perpetuo Lotilla, no, na dating nagsilbi din na bilang Energy Secretary noong panahon ni GMA. Malaking bagay po to dahil sa totoo lang po, isa to sa malaking aspeto para makabangon tayo sa ating ekonomiya. We need more power supply. At kailangan natin magtayo ng karagdagang mga power plants para maibaba natin ang presyo ng kuryente. Lahat tayo makikinabang. Tingnan natin kung ano ang plano ng ating gobyerno, bagong gobyerno, sa larangan ng enerhiya. At isa pang importante na kung saan siya mismo ang namuno ay ang agriculture, no, sa agrikultura. Si Pangulong Marcos mismo ngayon ang namumuno ng Department of Agriculture. Dahil kung hindi ako nagkakamali po, maliban sa dating napag-usapan natin na grabe ang corruption dyan, na sinabi nga, inuulit ko, sinabi ni Congressman Salceda, willing tumulong ang Kongreso dagdagan ng budget ang Department of Agriculture. Subalit, ang kinakatakutan po nila ay ang talamak na corruption dyan. Pero siguro ngayon po, dahil nandito na si Pangulong Marcos na talagang titimon dito, sana naman ang pagtulong ng Kongreso para bigyan ng karagdagang budget ang Department of Agriculture ay talagang pupunta kung saan dapat talaga yung mga programa. Dahil, katulad nga ng dapat kong sabihin kanina, alam nyo ba, kung hindi ako nagkakamali, around 70 to 80% ng produkto ng bigas dito sa atin ay lahat ay imported galing sa Vietnam. Kita nyo yan? Ganun kadami ang ating ini-import na bigas. Imbis na tayo mismo ang nagproduce ng bigas, no? Na sa klima naman, sa lupa at lahat, talagang pagtanim tayo ng mga bigas, ng palay, no? Kaya palagay ko, isa sa mga plano to ng administrasyon na ito na to be more self-sufficient when it comes to agricultural products, lalong-lalo na ang bigas at ganun din ang manok, isda, gulay, baboy at baka. Palagay ko gagawa rin sila ng magandang programa dyan. Ang pag-uusapan din natin ay yung seguridad, no? Pagdating nitong Lunes na to, ayon nga sa aking nabasa kamakailan, halos 25,000 daw na mga kapulisan ang ilalagay sa may kapaligiran ng Batasan Complex. Sana naman po yung ating mga kapatid, lalo-lalo na ang mga oposisyon at ang mga militanteng grupo, wag na po natin masyado dagdagan pa ang paghihirap ng mga Pilipino. No, magsama-sama tayo. Sabi nga, 'di ba? Meron tinatawag na honeymoon period ibigay po natin sana 'to sa ating kay Pangulong Bongbong Marcos para naman maganda naman po sana ang sigwada ng kanyang first 100 days dahil tayong lahat po ang makikinabang dito kapag tama po at hindi masyado nagugulo kung ano yung mga dapat nilang unahin para sa kapakanan ng bayan. Okay? So, later on, sa susunod sa pagbabalik natin, pag-uusapan po naman natin ang kasama sa guest na pag-uusapan natin mamaya. No? So don't go away. Everything under the sun will be back in a short while.
Saldariaga po.
At may tabasa David.
Good news! Ngayong July, decrease po tayo. Halos 71 centavos ang bawas. Kaya 9 pesos and 75 centavos per kilowatt hour ang overall electricity rate. Dahil ito sa refund na alinsunod sa ERC. Katumbas ito ng 141 pesos na bawas sa bill ng karaniwang bahay.
Updated ba kayo sa presyo ng gas at mga bilihin? Dapat ganun din sa mga energy efficiency tips. Kung kaya, iwas muna tayo sa gas. Let's go electric! Mas tipid. Makikita ang mga tips na to sa Meralco mobile app na nag-update ng look. Mas magaan sa mata, Kaya easier na din ang pag-manage ng account. Pwede ring si Meralco mismo ang mag-update sa'yo. Just update your contact details through these channels.
Hanggang sa susunod na Meralco Advisory.
Welcome back to Everything Under the Sun. Bago natin pag-usapan yung susunod na ating paksa o ating susunod na topic, no? Shout out uli sa mga nanonood po sa atin sa ibang bansa, sa Amerika, sa Singapore, sa California, sa Chicago, at ganun rin po sa Hong Kong. No? Maraming pong salamat. Sana naman po, lahat ng mga nanonood dito, isa lang po ang aking pakiusap. Ito po yung palagi natin naririnig. No? Paki-like and share lang po ang ating programa through Facebook at saka sa YouTube rin po. Maraming salamat. Tatanawin ko pong malaking utang na loob kapag mapalaganap natin ang mga nanonood at nakikinig sa programang Everything Under the Sun. Salamat po. Okay. Ang ating susunod na pag-uusapan ngayon, nakita nyo naman po. No? Siguro, kumbaga, iba ang dating nung pinalabas itong tinatawag na yung foreign film, yung Top Gun Maverick, di ba? Lahat pinag-uusapan at ito po ay isang box office hit. Hindi lamang po dito sa Pilipinas, kundi sa buong mundo. Ganon din yung Spider-Man. Pero, kamusta na ba ang Philippine movies, ang mga local movies natin? Is it doing well? Sabi ko nga, simula nung nagkaroon tayo ng pandemya, lahat tayo ay natakot ng manood ng sine. Dahil, di ba, natatakot tayong tamaan ng COVID-19. Kaya, dahil dito, nawala na ang pagtatangkilik ng mga Pilipino sa mga panunood ng pelikula. At isa sa mga talagang tinamaan dyan ay ang mga local movies natin. Kaya naman, mamaya meron tayong kakausapin para mabigay niya ang kanyang take dito. No? Dahil ngayon, more or less, live streaming na sabi ko nga, dati, yung napaka-successful na Metro Manila Film Festival na sa ilalim ng Metropolitan ng MMDA, no? It was continuously successful. Pero nung huli, nung kanilang ginawang nag-streamline, streaming na lang ang iyong panunood, medyo bumagsak po ang revenue nito. Ngayon, ano ang kailangan nating gawin para manumbalik ang Philippine movies? Yan ay isa sa mga tatalakayin natin. At ganun din, tungkol naman sa mga, di ba, ngayon, hindi lang tayo nakatuon sa mga local channels, di ba? Meron na rin tayong internet, meron tayong cable, di ba? At marami pang pamamaraan para makapanood ng mga ibang programa sa ibang bansa. At ang sinasabi ko dito ay ang marami nang nanonood, hindi lang po dito sa Pilipinas, pati na rin sa ibang bansa, yung mga Korean novelas. No? Marami rin tayong mga teleserye na kapwa maganda din. Maganda din. In fact, ang ABS-CBN before, no, yung talagang medyo sila pa ay talagang number one, mga teleserye nila ay naibibenta nila sa mga ibang ASEAN countries and other Asian countries as well. Ganon din sa GMA. Pero ngayon po parang nauunahan na tayo ng mga Korean telenovelas. Sa katunayan nga, yung asawa ko number one pa niya mga Korean na telenovelas Ha? Pero syempre, ibibigay ko yung hilig niya, di ba? Kung hindi, wala akong makakain. So, later on, pagbalik natin, pag-uusapan natin yan sa isang taong maalam with regards to movies, classifications of movies and television. Kaya mamaya, pagbalik natin, we will be having a board member of MTRCB. So, don't go away. Everything under the sun will be back.
Saldariaga po.
At may tabasa David.
Good news! Ngayong July, decrease po tayo. Halos 71 centavos ang bawas. Kaya 9 pesos and 75 centavos per kilowatt hour ang overall electricity rate. Dahil ito sa refund na alinsunod sa ERC. Katumbas ito ng 141 pesos na bawas sa bill ng karaniwang bahay.
Updated ba kayo sa presyo ng gas at mga bilihin? Dapat ganun din sa mga energy efficiency tips. Kung kaya, iwas muna tayo sa gas. Let's go electric! Mas tipid! Makikita ang mga tips na to sa Meralco mobile app na nag-update ng look. Mas magaan sa mata, kaya easier na din ang pag-manage ng account. Pwede rin si Meralco mismo ang mag-update sa'yo. Just update your contact details through these channels.
Hanggang sa susunod na
Meralco Advisory!
Okay, welcome back to Everything Under the Sun. A while ago, sinasabi ko nga sa inyo na our special guest is a good friend of mine and at the same time, maganda dahil newly appointed board member siya sa MTRCB. Hindi ko napapahabain. Please welcome our guest for today, Mr. Johnny Guapo Revilla.
Saan yan? Hi, kumusta? Kumusta lahat?
Hi, Johnny,
Thank
kumusta
you.
na?
Okay naman, okay. On a Saturday morning, it's nice to be with Jera. Actually, Jera said we're good friends. We're not. I don't know him well. But anyway, seriously, nice to be here. I'm very proud of you having this show with RJ. It's you know, you deserve this. You've been in entertainment for quite a while behind the scenes. Now you're in front of the, well, not the camera, but the radio booth. So more power to you.
Yeah, thanks. Alam nyo, just a short background. Si Johnny and I, matagal na kami nagkakilala. Probably around 3 decades ago, right?
Yeah, about 20, yeah. Oh, it's been a while.
And then ang maganda pa dito.
1987?
87?
Huh?
Para mga ganun no?
Mga ganun.
Ito kasi si Johnny, no? We met each other way back in the late 80s. I don't know if you still remember this, yung program that some of our listeners abroad, they're still watching this, yung tinatawag na Pinoy Wrestling.
Yeah.
The first, yeah, right, di ba? The first ever professional wrestling in the Philippines.
Yeah, wait. Before we go Pinoy Wrestling, we were also in Windows, weren't we?
Right.
Diba? Which was
Windows,
first?
the morning show in Channel 4.
Yeah, which was first?
Oh,
Windows was first, no?
Yeah, Windows was first. Yeah, and then next was Pinoy Wrestling, tama, no?
Yes, yeah, Pinoy Wrestling.
Alam mo,
which was a fun thing to do. I mean, that was a product of the crazy mind and the brilliant mind of Ramon Jacinto, RJ. You know,
correct.
I don't know if you remember Ansel Romero, but Ansel, myself, and Ramon were having a drink one night. We were drinking Coca-Cola and tea. Anyways, while we were getting together, Ramon asked me, Hey, I mean, it's really popular now, this WWF. At the time, the WWE, as you know, was WWF. But because of Wildlife Federation, I think they won out on the WWF, and now it's WWE. But anyways, he said that you think it's really popular, I mean, this WWF at that time. And I said, yeah, and remember, we were doing VHS and beta tapes, collecting the World Wrestler Mania. And he asked me a very simple question that night. Do you think that we can do this here in the Philippines, Pinoy wrestling? And I thought, and I said, sure. And that's how it all started. Sure. And the next day, he called me up and he says, get to work. So, we went crazy. Yeah, Pinoy wrestling.
Yeah, those were the days, diba? Imagine RJ, and now we're here together on RJ 8:10 a.m.
Yeah,
Radyo
exactly.
Bandido.
We're back. God, we can't get rid of Ramon, no? And he still looks the same. It's amazing. After all these years, Ramon Jacinto still looks the same. RJ is really fantastic.
Yeah.
Love you, RJ. Yeah,
and also Bea Jacinto. She's she's now on top of RJ.
Yeah.
Anyway,
somebody needs to be on top of RJ.
Correct.
I hope you're watching this, Ramon.
Anyway, Johnny, there was a time I saw you in Congress. Dahil laki ka rin congressman, di ba?
Yes,
representing
correct.
a party list. Can you tell our viewers and listeners?
Sa 16th Congress, I was the second nominee of a party called the OFW Family, and during the elections na yan, we won 2 seats, as a matter of fact. The first seat was the late Roy Siniera Sr., who he also decided to run for the presidency during our term, but both of us came in. We almost got about almost 800,000 votes. We had 750 plus, something like that. But it was an amazing thing. Yeah, nice. I mean, I never expected to be in Congress. Siguro Jera, he'll tell you that when he met me, I was not political at all. But I guess God had plans for me, and there was a blessing, So I ended up in Congress. And it was one of those things that, again, same thing with Ramon, hey, you want to do Pinoy wrestling? Somebody told me, hey, we're putting up a party list. You want to be our number 2 nominee? I said, sure. It happened. It's amazing.
Kaya nga if you were surprised that time, I too was surprised seeing you in one of these committee hearings. Sabi ko, that's Johnny.
That's right, no? You were in that. What is the committee? What was that?
I don't know. There was a committee hearing then, and then I saw you.
Yeah. And then did I suggest we jailed you after the meeting? I did that.
No. I was just covering that event. Anyway, and after that, by the way, Johnny, alam ninyo, I think siguro mga 20% na lang ang hindi nakakaalam. But because of Johnny's good looks, maganda rin ang kanyang wife, no? And very popular singer, si Janet Basco. Kamusta na si Janet?
She's very good. She's still, up to this day, doesn't know why she still loves me, but we're still married. We're still together. She's very good.
No more singing gigs for her.
Actually, Janet has pretty much, I wouldn't say retired. I mean, she occasionally does still sing, especially when our good friend Jo Marie Chan calls her, and she sings for her church. But basically, she's decided to just be a housewife, take care of the house, take care of us. And she's been a wonderful, wonderful woman.
And also, you delved into acting. Minsan nabigla rin, you're full of surprises for me, Johnny.
No. It's in my blood naman. Alam mo naman.
I know, but
always been in my. It's in my blood.
I met you as a host. Di ba? Host, MC, etc. And you were talking about all these things. In fact, I remember meron kang pinapakita sa akin na parang an idea, script about parang 007 type, di ba? Secret agent. But, cutting through the chase, nabigla ako, nakita kita sa TV as an actor, parang padre de pamilya.
Actually, acting really didn't hit me until much later on. As a matter of fact, I have a son who is very good with dates and stuff. Hanggang ngayon, he can tell me certain things in our history or whatever in the world history. He's very good. But I asked him recently, it was in 2001 actually that I started acting. Dahil at that time, Regal wanted my dad to star in this movie. I mean, as he was the main protagonist. And he had to go to the United States. And during that time, unfortunately, my father was starting his yung Alzheimer's niya. And my sisters told me, they didn't want him to go because there was scenes in the States that he had to fly to. So they didn't want him to go to the States with just a nurse. So they said, sige, we'll tell Regal, we'll take it. Pero provided that you go with Dad. We don't want a nurse. Ikaw na lang bahala. You accompany him. So it was a movie called, it won the Manila Film Fest. Yamashita's Treasure from Chito Ronyo.
Yeah,
Chito Ronyo.
The great Chito Ronyo.
Yeah, and there was a scene in the States where my dad, the Lolo, he played the Lolo, had some communication with his son. And when Chito Ronyo said, teka, di ba, you're the one accompanying your father to the States? And I said, yes. Bakit? Why don't you try out to be the son in the States? I said, whatever. And then, but that was the start. And I hit my lines, and the best thing, it was in English because I was an American son. So, and I liked it. I said, well, I can do this. And that's what started. After that, Roel Bayani got me for a drama, and that was my first experience with drama, which was tough, kasi yung, alam mo naman, yung Tagalog ko, Tagalog ng isang balaktot, bulol pa lahat. Pero it's been amazing. I've managed the career.
Yeah. Far cry from 3 decades past when we were talking.
Yeah.
Para English ka sa akin noon eh.
Hindi, but alam mo naman, I'm still trying to, I guess because you can't teach an old dog new tricks, my dila is hard already. So no matter how much I try, there's some words talagang hindi ko kaya. Yung kasi mas lalo na yung mga di ba? Nahihirapan ako kasi sometimes I'm phonetically memorizing a word.
Yeah. Anyway, later on, we'll be discussing about the Revilla clan as you were trying to tell us a while ago. And also, yung bago mong position ngayon. Actually, dati ka na dito pero parang bumalik ka na right? Okay, so later on, we'll be discussing all these things. The newly appointed, before board member na siya, the newly appointed board member of MTRCB, Johnny Revilla, when everything under the sun comes back, don't go away.
Saldariaga po.
At may tabasa David.
Good news! Ngayong July, decrease po tayo. Halos 71 centavos ang bawas. Kaya 9 pesos and 75 centavos per kilowatt hour ang overall electricity rate. Dahil ito sa refund na alinsunod sa ERC. Katumbas ito ng 141 pesos na bawas sa bill ng karaniwang bahay.
Updated ba kayo sa presyo ng gas at mga bilihin? Dapat ganun din sa mga energy efficiency tips. Kung kaya, iwas muna tayo sa gas. Let's go electric! Mas tipid! Makikita ang mga tips na to sa Meralco mobile app na nag-update ng look. Mas magaan sa mata, kaya easier na din ang pag-manage ng account. Pwede rin si Meralco mismo ang mag-update sa'yo. Just update your contact details through these channels.
Hanggang sa susunod na
Meralco Advisory.
Okay, welcome back to Everything Under the Sun. Kasama natin ang ating special guest, MTRCB board member, newly appointed, Mr. Johnny Revilla. Johnny, a while ago, bago tayo mag-break, pinag-uusapan natin, you were discussing about going to the US, kasama mo ang dad mo. But, kamusta na ba ngayon ang Revilla clan?
They're all fine. Thank God for that. I mean, Marites, Tina, Ces, Rosie, and Sita they live here. We see each other as much as possible. My sister Malu is in the States, and unfortunately, my sister Pita, the mother of Sina Bernard and she no longer is with us, but you know, we're still okay. We're still together.
Yeah. Ilan ba kayo lahat? Ilan kayo lahat? Magkakapatid?
We were 8.
8.
I'm being the only boy. I was really the best looking brother. I'm the best looking brother.
Tama yun. Pero pangilan ka sa kanila? Pangilan ka? Are you the youngest?
I'm the third. It's Marites, Tina, then I. And then Ces, Pita, Rosie, Malu, Sita.
Okay.
My dad wanted another son.
Kaso?
And he kept trying. But, you know, I mean, after Sita, and she claims that, what do you call this, God achieved perfection with her. So after that, wala na.
Tama na.
But they kept trying. If my mom could, it became a physical thing with my mom. If she could have, we might have been 9, 10, I don't know. I have a long story about why there's plenty, but that's for another day. And
that's for another show. Another episode.
Yeah.
Okay, dito naman tayo ngayon sa MTRCB.
Okay.
Before you were already appointed as a board member of MTRCB,
yes,
right?
Since 2018.
Since 2018. Tapos,
yes.
So 2018 onwards.
Yes,
am I right?
Correct.
So maganda yan.
What happened was, simply with this new administration, the president signed an executive order right into the start of his term.
Yeah.
And basically was that all positions are deemed vacant.
Correct.
So that means to say all board members, all chairmen, and all appointed officials are deemed resigned. But hindi sakop yan ng yung MTRCB, hindi sakop ng batas na yan. And I'll tell you why. Because the MTRCB board, which is us, we are the ones that review and classify all these movies and TV shows that people watch. No?
Yeah.
And if the board resigns, then per law, nobody can review. So MTRCB has to close. So basically, we have to keep working. So, but of the board, the existing board, I'm the only one that has been signed. I mean, been signed in
officially appointed by the president.
Yeah.
O nga, nabigla ako eh. Tapos nakalagay pa Juan Revilla.
Yeah, well, that's my formal name.
I know.
Yeah.
Juan Revilla.
So if I have to go to jail, I keep saying, no, I'm not Juan, I'm Johnny. No, I'm formally Juan Revilla. But
so
I'm not Johnny.
How many board members are there now
30.
working?
30. I mean, there's actually room for 30, but I think we're about 26 now that's active.
That's active.
Some because of what you call this, they ran and it hasn't been filled yet, and But we're about 26 active board members now.
No, actually, for the information of everyone, mahirap rin yung trabaho nila, ang mga board members. Yeah. Ako, because my dad used to be the chairman of MTRCB during the time of FDR.
Correct. Yeah, that was your dad.
Correct. And every now and then, I visit his office. At nakikita ko, mga board members pa noon, sila Robert Arevalo, Sison Roa, Nida Blanca was there, the late Nida Blanca.
Yeah.
Talagang it really takes a lot of dedication in order to preview not only movies, but radio shows as well.
No. Radio hindi sakop ng MTR's.
Radio, I'm sorry. TV shows. I'm sorry. TV shows as well. Kaya talagang hindi ako magtataka kung mataas ang grado na ng mata ni Johnny.
And then nakakatuwa kasi a lot of people tell me, wow, I mean, how could your job be difficult? I said, if you watch some of the movies I watch and you have to watch it, it's like, I remember the times when I was a disco manager and all my friends would say, wow, ang sarap ng trabaho mo. And I say, yeah, it's masarap because you guys, after a while, if you want to go home, you can. I can't. I have to stay and work. Yeah. Same thing with reviewing. Minsan some of the movies, and can't tell you which, but some of the movies, gusto ko i-X lang dahil the public shouldn't watch this because it's horrible. But you have to sit and watch it for, you're watching it like this and you're looking at each other, what is this? And you can't not finish it kasi at any given time, any part of the movie can make it from, let's say, PG to R13.
Yeah. Ika-classify niyo yan.
So you cannot not watch it. And some are really bad. I mean, but anyways, that's the industry. I mean, you take the good with the bad, di ba?
Yeah. So how many TV programs and movies do you review on the average per day?
Oh, well, it's different now dahil syempre we would probably talk about it in a while dahil sa pandemic. It's not as busy as it used to be. Before, there were times we could watch up to 4 movies, full-length movies a day. No? And, that's already 8 hours of the day, plus you watch how many...
Buti sana kung Netflix yan, okay lang no?
Sana kung talagang maganda. I mean, I review anything from Netflix to Blockbuster to Indian movies to... Korean movies, depending. As long as it is going to be shown to the public, we have to review it. So it's not, siyempre, I don't review everything. I mean, that's why we're 23. I mean, we have, we need at least 3 board members to review anything.
Yeah. Tama yan.
It's not easy, Jera. Alam mo naman.
Yeah, I know. I feel you. Dahil nga nakita ko yung trabaho ng dad ko way back in the mid-90s Talagang mahirap. You really have to watch. Syempre, you will classify. Titignan mo. Hanapin mo yung scene na medyo kunyari double breast exposure. Let's say lang, no? Diba? Kung malagpasan mo yon.
Kasalanan ko.
Exactly.
I mean, no, but you see, we have to correct one misconception. It may be a misconception sa MTRCB that I wanna. MTRCB para sa lahat ninyo this Saturday morning to help you learn. We are not censors. We do not censor. Everybody thinks that we should censor things. We are not censors. We strictly rate. In other words, based on the law, sa batas, and in many ways, whatever our personal convictions are, or whether you're conservative or liberal, we try to stick as much as possible to the law, the word of the law. What we can air, what the ratings will be. We try not to let our personal interfere. Well, we try, with our rating. So it's we rate. That's all we do. We do not what do you call this, censor. I mean, I cannot. So to put it in perspective, I cannot. Let's say I'm watching a movie, I cannot say, "Oh, tanggalin mo yan." Hindi pwede yan. I cannot. That thing will run, and at the end, I will rate it based on whatever that offensive stuff was.
Yeah, but there are classifications wherein when you classify a movie, di ba? Ibig sabihin, it's not fit for airing.
But
Tama?
I beg your pardon?
No.
No.
What are the levels
I know.
of classifications in MTRCB?
On movies
Yeah.
it's pretty cut and dry. It's G,
Yeah.
PG, and then there they are, the restricted. There's R13, R16, R18, and then there's X.
Yeah.
You never see an X come up because we don't have X-rated movies. They're not allowed
Exactly.
to.
So when you classify it as X,
It's
it's
not
not
shown.
fit. It's not fit to be shown.
Yes,
Right?
and
No.
TV the same way. There's
Yeah.
G, PG,
Mm-hmm.
there's SPG, and then there after that it's X. So
Yeah.
that can be shown on TV.
Yeah. Right. Oh, pero ngayon, now that for the past few months, alert level 1 na, cinemas are opening, di ba? Actually, I used to be a consultant for MMDA, and you know that,
Okay.
Johnny, di
Yeah,
ba?
yeah.
Yung Metro Manila Film Fest. Medyo nahirapan sila nung it was a very successful film festival. Ang dami nanonood, pero yung nagkaroon ng pandemic, talagang bumagsak. Maski na even though it was, you can view it online, mahirap talaga eh. So, with this new leadership of MTRCB, ano ba nakikita mo dito?
I think movie going public. Okay, we're talking about the movie going public.
Yeah.
It's
Going
our
public.
TV because TV.
Yeah,
It's
napapanood
the
mo naman
same,
yan.
but-
Yeah.
I really believe medyo, Jera, wala na yung mga magiging malaking cinemas yung that fit 200, 300 people full. Sa ano kung I think movie theaters will be smaller. You know, there'll be more of these like directors theaters and directors chairs and everything. Because half the people still are worried about going out. I mean, they still worry about being in a what they call a tight situation where, it's a super spreader, whatever.
Yeah.
So I think movies in general will be, even the blockbusters. I mean, I know, although I know Spider-Man and Top Gun was good, but that's going to be few and far between. Sa tingin ko, that's my personal opinion.
Okay, bago tayo how about Philippine movies? Ano nakikita mong future ng Philippine movies?
Wow, this is where we're, I'm so worried about our industry, the Philippine movie industry, for the simple reason that because of live streaming, that is where it looks like it's going to go. Very rarely are you watching now really good Filipino movies that are coming out. It's really sad because the likes of all these good directors who need to showcase their talents, it's not there anymore for them. I still believe in the original concept of the Metro Manila Film Festival. Unfortunately, and I've been arguing this for a lot of reasons, for a lot of years, it's become more commercial. I always say, why don't we just change it to the instead of Metro Manila Film Festival, let's call it the Philippine Film Festival. It's nationwide, diba? But it's changed so much, with all due respect, we show films like, with all due respect, it shouldn't be film festival quality. Without saying who or what. But you know what I mean. And
Yeah.
when one of the things we did, if to digress a little, when I was in Congress and with I was vice chair of the Metro Manila committee. And we handled the Metro Manila Film Festival. And we tried very hard to make the Metro Manila Film Festival go back to its original concept. Quality movies in likes of Cannes and Sundance and all of that. And we did it for one season, as a matter of fact, I think 1 year. And unfortunately, the industry, we didn't have blockbuster type movies then in the film fest, and it suffered financially. So they all complained. They all said it's not the way it should be. They all got pissed, and the following year they went back to the format that it's financially more feasible.
Yeah.
I mean, I always think that why don't we have a separate, if you want, have a separate time, maybe summer, come up with all the blockbusters, or have summer Metro Manila Film Festival with the concept in mind. And then go back to on Christmas time, then do all the good family,
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah. I hope the future of Philippine movies talagang bumalik ulit, like in the golden age of Philippine movies, no? Parting words, Johnny, before we end the show.
Well, thank you very much for spending the Saturday morning here with us. Jera, I'm happy to see you're doing this. Bagay sa'yo. And really, seriously, I support Philippine movies. The industry needs all our help. MTRCB will try to steer, the viewing public to what is good and what is not bad. So remember, before I go, MTRCB is here to protect the children. That's basically it. That's how we rate it. It's the children that's important, what they watch. So that's what we try to do. All right?
Well said.
God bless all of
Fully
you.
agree. Thank you very much, Johnny.
Thank
Hope
you.
to see you na naman sa supermarket.
Supermarket, yes.
I'll see you.
Thank you. Bye-bye.
Okay. Everything under the sun. We'll be back. Don't go away.
Saldariaga po.
At may tabasa David.
Good news! Ngayong July, decrease po tayo. Halos 71 centavos ang bawas. Kaya 9 pesos and 75 centavos per kilowatt hour ang overall electricity rate. Dahil ito sa refund na alinsunod sa ERC. Katumbas ito ng 141 pesos na bawas sa bill ng karaniwang bahay.
Updated ba kayo sa presyo ng gas at mga bilihin? Dapat ganun din sa mga energy efficiency tips. Kung kaya, iwas muna tayo sa gas. Let's go electric! Mas tipid! Makikita ang mga tips na to sa Meralco mobile app na nag-update ng look. Mas magaan sa mata, kaya easier na din ang pag-manage ng account. Pwede rin si Meralco mismo ang mag-update sa'yo. Just update your contact details through these channels.
Hanggang sa susunod na Meralco Advisory!
Did you know that of the 77 State of the Nation address delivered by Philippine presidents, 6 of former President Ferdinand Marcos Sr.'s speeches were the longest in Philippine history? President Marcos Sr.'s 20 sonas had a combined total of 212,510 words. All sonas were delivered in the session hall of the House of Congress except for President Elpidio Quirino, who delivered his speech via radio broadcast aired live before Congress in 1950 when he was confined at the Johns Hopkins Hospital in Baltimore, USA. Okay, sana you were entertained. May natutunan kayo sa aming huntahan ni MTRCB board member Johnny Revilla. Kaya tangkilikin pa rin natin ang ating sariling pelikula, pati rin ang ating mga TV shows. Balansihin natin ang konti doon sa mga sumisikat na K-pop dito sa ating mga teleserye TV shows, okay? So, before we end this show, let me leave you a quote from Filipino screenwriter Ricky Lee on what has changed in the country's filmmaking landscape due to the pandemic. So much has changed. The beauty of being captured by the magic of the screen inside the movie house is now missing. Ngayon, pinipindot mo na lang, may control ka na. So that's it for Everything Under the Sun. We'll see you next week. Enjoy the rest of the weekend.
The views and comments of the hosts and guests are not necessarily those of the station.